And so would you please welcome Hosanna style Terry Esau. Thanks, Terry.
Good morning. It's great to be here. I had so much fun last night, and it's just fun to be back again this morning. Derek was telling you a little bit that my career was in the music business. I wrote and produced music for TV commercials for about 25 years, for everybody from McDonald's to Pepsi to Mall of America to Target to Harleys to Hondas to kitty litter. And I thought maybe we should have a few jingles this morning just to kind of, ads in church are always good. There's a jewel in your eyes. There's a cashmere cloud under velvet skies. There's a place for fun in your life, Mall of America. Leave your cares behind and travel to a different place. Let your worries all unravel. There's no time to waste. There are stars made of pearls. There's an evening gown in a sundress world. There's a place for fun in your life, the Mall of America. Tell me if you know what this is from. La da 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 da. Ba ba bum bum bum. Anybody know? Care 11 News. I've been doing all of Care 11's news themes for, I think, almost 20 years maybe now. Okay, one more. This is a golden oldie. See if you remember this. No other cows have our style or grace. We're the ones that give camps its great taste. The secret of camps, it's the cows. And then a bull came on and sang, we hate to start a battle, but those other cows are cattle. The secret of camps is the cows. Moo, 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 yeah. More commercials in church, it's what we need, right? Well, I'm going to talk to you this morning not about that, but you might be wondering, how does a guy get from doing that to, doing this, writing books and speaking in churches? Because it's not something I ever really aspired to. It's not something that had crossed my mind. It just sort of happened in that way that God makes things happen sometimes. It kind of started this transition in my career. I had just gotten back from being in New York for about 3 weeks, working with Jim Henson and Frank Oz on some Sesame Street music, and I got back, the phone rings, there's a call, it's an ad agency saying, we want you to do a jingle for a product called Inhibitor Bolus. Anybody know what that is? Inhibitor Bolus is a big pill that a farmer forces a cow to swallow. It goes in, through the, how many stomachs do cows have? I don't know, but it goes through all of them. And then when the cow deposits its pie in the pasture, because of this pill, the cow pie is laced with a chemical that inhibits the reproduction of flies. So they were paying me to write a jingle about a product that killed flies in cow pies. And I thought, are you serious? And actually, I refer to that as my first epiphany, where I thought, I don't know. I'm not sure I can do this for my whole career. And also, I had this mental flash to, my great-grandchildren skipping through a cemetery someday, coming upon my tombstone, great-grandpa. He helped rid cow pies of flies. And, of all the legacies you write for yourself, that's not one of them. So I started looking, and I started saying, God, if there's something else you want me to do, help me to find it. And that reminded me of something in this whole process that I went through. When I was a kid, I used to practice holding my breath, not because I was angry at my parents, although I maybe did that too, but I would practice holding my breath because I had seen on TV these pearl divers who would go down without tanks, and get pearls. And the guys who could hold their breath the longest obviously got the biggest pearls. So, and I was thinking that was going to be my career. So I practiced doing this. A few years ago, I was thinking about that, breath holding. And I had this picture of us, we the church, as breath holders, spiritual breath holders. And I don't know if I was taught this when I was young or if I just made this up, but somehow I got it in my head that church is the only place to inhale spiritually. And if you believe that, then you come here on Sunday morning and you go, take as big a breath as you can and go, I've got to hold this. I have to make it last till next Sunday. And the trouble is, it doesn't work, does it? By Wednesday, life has sufficiently battered us, and we've used up all the spiritual oxygen in our lungs, and we need to inhale again. The trouble is, though, if we're waiting for church, we don't do that. And then when we finally blow out that air on our neighbors, the people we're supposed to be loving, we blow out that spiritually depleted air on them, and it kind of feels like judgmentalism sometimes, or legalism, or self-righteousness. God didn't intend that for us. He never intended us to be spiritual breath holders. He wants us to breathe Him in through all the days of the week, all the moments of our days. And as we do that, we get saturated, because we were not built to contain the love of God. And it starts to ooze out of our pores. And now when we walk through our days and we rub shoulders with people, we get God on them. We get a little love on them. And I think it even happens subconsciously, by accident maybe, because it's become a natural thing, as natural as breathing. We love people because He first loved us. We love people because we've been saturated. And that got me kind of moving a different direction with this career thing. And then one day I was watching The Fear Factor, because I really try to watch quality television. So I turned it on, and I'm sitting there, and the contestants at the moment were drinking blended up fish guts through a straw. And, I was actually kind of having a down day. And somehow it made me feel good about myself, because I thought, I'm low, but not that low. And I'm watching this thinking, what is it about reality TV? Have you ever wondered that? Why are we so fascinated with reality television in our culture? And I tried to put myself into the minds of the directors and creators, and I came to a conclusion. I think they want us to believe that we are eavesdropping on some sort of spontaneous, unscripted adventure. Now, most of us are bright enough to realize that probably not all reality TV is real and spontaneous and unscripted. But here's the thing. I think we want it to be. I think we're kind of hungry for adventure in our lives, something that isn't so predictable, something that's beyond us, that we want to believe that. So I got this idea. I thought, well, maybe I should create a reality spirituality TV show, The God Factor, and maybe Derek would host it, but we'd have to preppy him up a bit, make him look a little more like Ryan Seacrest. I think it's doable. I think we could do it. And then you would have these competitions where the first one I thought of was the parking prayer competition. You take 5 contestants, put them in white Hummers, plastered with sponsorship logos for, Joel Osteen's book and mine. And you'd park them a mile away from the Mall of America, and you'd give all the contestants 30 seconds to pray and ask God for a good parking place. You'd say, go. Whoever got the closest spot to the front door would be the most spiritual. And then there'd be the restaurant prayer competition, where you would get extra points for